Hi, Monty.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, Mike. Good to
Good
see
to
you
see
again.
you again. When was the last time we met?
I think personally we met in Tianjin at
Yes.
this exciting World Economic Forum.
Exactly.
And since then we have been in touch with you and your whole team discussing what's ahead now with our collaboration.
But that's about a year plus ago, right?
Absolutely.
Time flies.
So, and now I'm excited to be here in Tokyo at the
Yeah,
office.
so what brought you to Tokyo?
So the key reason I'm here is really regarding our announcements. So we're announcing the IEO, the initial exchange offering, which will start this Friday at Liquid on the IEO market over there.
Wonderful.
And so we thought, let's do an AMA and talk about the key question, the burning questions of the community.
Exactly. Why this is going to be amazing and why it's exciting.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of questions that the audience will be eager to know. So I think let's start. By the way, how was your trip to Tokyo?
Oh, so I'm just arrived here after the winter's thunderstorm, the typhoon, and now it's perfect here to be in kind of a pioneer hub of innovation.
Yes.
And especially what you do over here in terms of blockchain innovation is really aligning with our vision.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you for coming. So let's start. What is LCX?
So LCX stands for Liechtenstein Crypto Assets Exchange, and we're building an ecosystem for professional investors who want to hold, trade, and manage crypto assets. Our long-term vision is to build a blockchain bank, and we started out with something called the LCX terminal, which is a sophisticated trading desk for professional traders connecting to now 12 exchanges, including Liquid.
So your service, LCX, is already in production.
Absolutely. As I've built several companies in the past, so I'm an entrepreneur since the 90s in digital and internet technology. I know it's important to not only create PowerPoint presentations, but actually to get it executed and done. So we've built the product quite early, and now since June, the LCX terminal is live. It has kind of two key features with kind of a deep account management system, KYC, ML, and also user management, and then the trading desk itself. And this technology stack is really the ground base for future products which we are going to roll out.
That's great. So before we talk about your platform and your product, I think people will be eager to understand or know more about you. What brought you to crypto? Because you've always been you're the founder CEO of LCX, and you've been a successful entrepreneur. But if you can just, like a simple journey of yourselves, I think people will appreciate that.
So I started out as an entrepreneur while I had been in school back in 1998. Learned some programming, HTML, and these things, and since then I had been starting several companies. Also one kind of market research technology company where we had an office in Tokyo, in Beijing, in New York, and in Germany. And so that international network is now very useful for all our business. So some of my long-time advisors and partners are now also joining LCX on the journey, reflected in our advisory network, for example. And then on the other hand, I've been building that knowledge to start a venture capital fund. And I've been doing that to invest into technology companies. We had a registered, regulated venture capital fund, and we discovered blockchain and crypto. And as
so we're from an investor perspective.
And as an investor, as a regulated entity, our hands were tied. Like we couldn't invest into the space because of a lack of regulation, lack of custodianship. The whole infrastructure is missing. And I did the deep research on that topic, and I got so sucked in that I basically said, oh, that's such a big opportunity, like once in a lifetime opportunity to build the infrastructure for institutional investors to join that space. And that's why I switched sides back in the entrepreneur seat.
No going back.
No. And so we started out 2017, officially incorporated 2018 with LCX. And we also picked Liechtenstein as a key hub for this because many reasons. I think it's one of the most exciting places to be at the moment. And so that's my my journey: entrepreneur, investor, and now back entrepreneur.
Wonderful.
And on a very international level.
Yeah. So why an IEO and why liquid?
So first of all, the IEO for us is a way to get the utility token into the market, and having the feature of a utility token on our platform is essential, as you can pay different fees. All the usability within our ecosystem will be driven by the token as well. On the other hand, like why liquid? I think we have been like in the blockchain industry, talking to a lot of companies in the space, but there's nobody who's really aligned with our vision to drive the industry in a way that combining the old and the new world, the old traditional financial world, with like all the regulation, the security, kind of the old way of doing things, with the innovation and the drive you have. So, and I think that's really something which is important to us. And so that's why we chose Liquid, and we were happy to work with you there.
Great, and we did meet at the World Economic Forum, so that's also I think a relationship that we've built over the past year plus. But I think it might be good to also remind people who we are, how are we different from many other exchanges out there, right? So
Yes.
should I kind of talk a little bit about Liquid as well?
No, I think that would be essential. I mentioned regulation, security, but like what makes Liquid really special?
Yeah, so we just celebrated our 5th year anniversary. So we're not a new exchange in this industry. We started in 2014, right when there was one of the largest hacks in the world, and it happened in Tokyo. So Mt. Gox, which was the largest exchange in the world at that time, was hacked, and I think it was February 2014. We incorporated in May 2014, so right about that time. So prior to that, I was fascinated by Bitcoin, and there wasn't Ethereum, there wasn't any other token economy yet. So I was fascinated by Bitcoin. I wanted to buy it myself. So I read the white paper. This was 2010. And I was looking for a place where I can buy it, but there was no place. And then I moved to Asia, and I was busy with, I worked at SoftBank, so I was kind of busy. But then at SoftBank, the second wave of Bitcoin came, and this was 2013, when one price of Bitcoin surpassed $1,000. So that was when I had this, oh my goodness, aha moment as well. And it's not only the price, but the utility of it. Anyone who had a smartphone and an app could buy and sell and exchange and use and pay with cryptocurrency, and I thought that was financial inclusion. So that's how we started. The interesting thing is when we started, because there was no stable coin, there was no ERC20, if you wanted to operate an exchange, it had to be Bitcoin and fiat. And if you offer fiat, you have to work with a bank. And banks in 2014 didn't have any clue. They thought it was scary, right? So we had to go full KYC with banks to actually accept customer deposit. And this was 5 years ago. So we never had an option to do a crypto-only exchange or a token exchange. It had to be crypto and fiat. We knew that if crypto and Bitcoin wanted to go mainstream, it had to work with regulators. It had to work with banks. It had to bring in mainstream finance, institutional investors. And that was our foundation. So, and when I looked around, there wasn't an exchange that was built by bankers. So my co-founder and myself, and we gathered the management team who all worked in banking. And we said, look at what happened with Mt. Gox. Let's build a proper exchange. It is going to go mainstream in the future. Let's build something solid, something secure, something compliant from day one. So that's us. And we've rebranded over the years, and we're called Liquid now. Our service name is Liquid. We're one of the largest crypto fiat exchanges in the world. especially BTC JPY. We're number one in the world. We pride ourselves being regulated out of Japan, and that's why we're here. This is our headquarters, and we bring the best practices, good practices, the framework from the Japanese regulators, which is one of the most conservative regulators in the world. And also Japan is the third largest economy in the world as well. So we bring the best practices to a global operations. So that is something that is very different from other exchanges that provide IEO services right now. We are an exchange that is regulated and compliant with full governance, and we bring that to our global services. Also, security is our core. So we knew that the year that we established, that was when Mt. Gox happened.
Yeah.
And then there were multiple exchanges. Almost every major exchange has been hacked. We're also a target. We receive attacks, persistent penetration, we receive it every day, hundreds of thousands. But we haven't had a single breach because we put security as our core. We were 100% cold wallet, but now we're bringing in an MPC technology that allows us to be warm wallet. But that's all our assets. It's not customers' assets. Customers' assets are always in a cold wallet. So again, I apologize that I'm talking too much of Liquid because I want to spend time to understand more of LCX, but that's who we are. And also, we're more for institutional investors.
Yeah, that's just what I wanted to ask.
Traders.
I see the biggest opportunity at the moment is really in institutional growth.
Yes.
So, there are a lot of companies trying to establish the new ground, and with the current market cap of all crypto assets combined, I think the future is really driven by the institutional investors, institutional clients, banks, central banks who might be joining that space with central bank digital currencies and these things. So what's the user base look like at Liquid?
So from a user composition, yes, we're still 60, 70, 80% retail customers. But the active traders are institutions, family offices, hedge funds, professional traders, whales, because they look at our exchange. We have full APIs. We're tailored towards traders and institutions because we believe that is the bulk. And there's a lot of casual retail customers, but they can go to other exchanges because we do full KYC. We ask for documentation. We have strict transaction monitoring systems. So we're tailored towards high value traders. And obviously it's good to diversify your user base. So we're working on partnerships, we're working on retail as well. But if we were to define ourselves, we are tailored towards these high volume traders.
Okay. And that's very relevant for what we target as well. So we chose Liechtenstein instead of Tokyo as a jurisdiction, mainly because of the friendliness and the support we get locally. While Liechtenstein is part of the European Economic Area and have access to Switzerland, so it has kind of the best of both worlds. And it's a strong financial hub. So similar to Singapore or other hubs, financial industry is really the core in Liechtenstein. And besides that, they had been working on new blockchain law since 2 years. It had been passed by the parliament already, and we are just waiting weeks before the final approval. And that's called the Blockchain Act. And it's not regulating one piece of the puzzle, so you don't get like an exchange license only, but it's regulating the whole industry.
Wow.
It's a holistic approach, and it's particularly interesting for tokenizing assets. So anything that can be digitalized or tokenized will be tokenized, I assume. And therefore, any real estate, even copyright, any other, like anything financial assets could be represented in a token. So the law defines the token as a container, and you can fill it up with different rights. So very smart approach, and very relevant for our future growth as well. And one of the key reasons why we're in Liechtenstein.
So Liechtenstein, is not only like an exchange license, it's a holistic blockchain act. And within that, it includes tokenization of assets, security tokens. Is that the right way to look at it?
Exactly, yeah. And you know, we are a startup climbing our ladder in terms of this licensing. Of course, we started the talks with regulators early, and I think we are on the path to fulfill for further licenses. As said, kind of the vision of LCX is really to become a new category leader in blockchain banking, also offering transactional banking for blockchain companies and B2B, but also our engagement with the World Economic Forum is close to working with central banks, other bank institutions, to really be at the forefront of what they do and how we could probably offer services around that.
It's interesting because when people look at Europe or that region, people always talk about Malta or even a little bit of Gibraltar or recently Switzerland and Zug. So, but according to you, Liechtenstein is like the best of both worlds. Right? It has the EU element, but also the Switzerland element. Why haven't more startups or blockchain companies go to Liechtenstein, or are they going now?
Yeah. A lot of them are going now, exploring. Even Asian companies are setting up over there. But you're right, Liechtenstein is not known for doing strong marketing, so they're more conservative in that way, always have been. And but we see Liechtenstein as part of being the crypto valley as well. So it's there's Zug where a lot of companies are, Tezos, Ethereum, and everybody, and we're kind of the extension to that. And some of them are also using both infrastructures. So that's why the region is really attractive for what we do. At the same time, we are launching products as we speak. So we don't want to wait until we get a full license, but rather do like, what can we do with the current setup already? Like without having complex, like the bank license, for example. That's why we started out with a software product, which is this Bloomberg desk for crypto.
The terminal.
The LCX terminal. Yeah. And there we are now connected to 12 exchanges, probably providing more connections in the next couple of weeks, months. And any trader who has the pain of logging into different exchanges to compare pricing and then do reporting afterwards, that's probably solved now. So with LCX Terminal, you have the reporting, you have a news desk also, which you're used to for Bloomberg, with a summary of the core news. And then most importantly, you have your portfolio always in real time, very, very low latency. And then you can do analysis on this. So our key users at the moment are amateur or professional traders, crypto fund managers who are accessing several exchanges and who need this the service right away.
Wonderful. So you said you have the terminal business, and then what was the other one again?
So the LCX terminal is kind of the core, but below that, that's what I mentioned, is the account management. So people sign up, and then once they have a verified account, they automatically will be able to use future services as well. And talking about future services, I think one key part is really that we are building an own exchange which could plug in, and there we're looking at different niche assets to get started trading, but ultimately we are looking at establishing a security token exchange.
So that's exactly where you were talking about the asset tokenization and the security token exchange, and that's going to be your core future product.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So this is where I would like to ask you, that did you make a recent announcement of a $25 million US fund partnership with Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, so
if you could kind of share that with the audience.
We had a historic day on 9/9/2019, so last Monday, the 9th of September. We decided to announce the partnership which we do with a well-known celebrity and Hollywood actor Wesley Snipes.
Yes, wow.
And so he had he has the opportunity to invest into his future movie productions. So he just announced a movie with Eddie Murphy at the Toronto Film Festival, and then there are like lots of interesting movies coming up. We've seen some of them already, and he wants to give the opportunity not only that his production house can invest, but also opening up to his fans. So what we do here is basically tokenizing a movie fund, which is aiming at 25 million US dollars, who will be investing in several movie productions over the next 3 years in an investment period, and then all the profits arriving from these movies with licensing, IP, merchandising, everything around, will be then being shared with the token holders. And as this is a security, like a financial product, this needs to, we need to wait until we get the final approval from the regulator on the prospectus, and then this can go live on LCX on the platform, and that's where we prepare this kind of a security token offering as being our own platform.
So your role in this partnership, or LCX's role in this partnership, is can you share that one more time again? Is it like end to end, or?
So basically, Wesley is an actor, has all the connections in Hollywood, long-term friends and reputation over there. So he knows where to spend the money, and he's basically with his management team behind. They do in the production house. They're doing the investment allocation into the movies, and we do everything in the back end. So we do the tokenization of the asset, the legal setup in Liechtenstein. It's a separate vehicle from LCX, and then this will be the token will be managed and operation on LCX.com on our platform. The whole technical setup, the KYC, the ML at the beginning, where people sign up, register, and then purchase the token, as well as the long term. So it's a 10-year project overall. So there's a long-term commitment from our side as well. And you know, a key reason why we're doing that is not only that it's an exciting project to work with,
which is yes.
But the key reason is really building a marketplace. Is you're depending on the assets you list. You know that better than I do. The better assets you have and can offer to your audience, the better the revenues and liquidity and everything will be. So we are aiming to have this as one example, but probably there will be other security token offerings which we facilitate or help to facilitate with a Liechtenstein basis. And that said, the legal structure then is immediately perfect or like compliant with the regulation we need to be listed on our future exchange. And last but not least, the reason why we're doing that is we can like wait and see and build a perfect product until we get the final license approval and then launch. But you know, you also need to test and trial and work and do and improve and have this life cycle of technology development ongoing. So we like to do more projects like that. Get started, improve our platform, learn from the users and the feedback, and that's essential if you want to build something which the market actually needs.
Wonderful. So you aspired, like you have a portfolio of these assets.
Yes.
And do you have like key partners to do that, or what are some of the way how you grow this business?
So of course partners are essential. So the collaboration with you is one of the examples. If we talk about institutional clients, banks, financial institutions, we deeply work with the World Economic Forum on different working groups. And then we also have collaboration with several banking partners on that side, to fiat channels in Europe. And and then there are organizations like the GDF, the Global Digital Finance Group, or the Security Token Alliance, like organizations who also share knowledge on what we do. But even more important is really the ecosystem we are building up step by step. So with the ability which we currently have, and then in terms of licensing, and then step by step growing as we're growing as a company. And I think really the challenge here is, you know, the overnight success takes probably 10 years to build.
Yes.
So a key challenge for us is really, we have this long-term vision, and we want to live up to the vision and believe, rather take it some steps slowlier than others, but we have to get it right.
Exactly. I think this the internet industry, also the crypto industry, is like move fast.
Yeah.
Right? Grow at all expenses. Forget about regulation. But those days are gone. I think it's now about sustainable growth. How do you work with incumbents, working with banks, working with regulators, and I think that's where we very much align in terms of our vision and strategy. But if you can share with the audience your vision of LCX, that'll be great.
So I think the vision is really to build the new infrastructure for the growth of the blockchain industry as a whole, becoming a new category as a blockchain bank, category leader as a blockchain bank. That's our kind of long-term vision.
What's a blockchain bank?
So basically, we see, so what is the blockchain bank? In our perspective, it is an financial institution who can seamlessly blend the traditional fiat world with the crypto world. So we would imagine that currently you have different wallets on LCX. So you have your crypto assets. Next to it, you have like security tokens, the digitalized, tokenized assets, and then you have fiat holdings as well. And especially for if you
all in kind of the one,
all in one, you can basically manage it all on one hand. And especially if you're a project facilitating a security token offering, you will probably collect investment money on the fiat side as well, with euro, US dollars, Swiss francs. And then you hand out the token, and based on the laws, on the Blockchain Act, for example, they are not allowed to hold their security tokens on their own, so they need a custodian behind. So there are, I think, plenty of financial services which are already out there, but they need to be brought to the kind of blockchain age. And a key, I always compare it to the introduction of email. You know, financial markets work already, but they're not very efficient. So with blockchain technology and crypto assets, we can speed it up, and we want to be at the forefront of that, working out of Europe in that space. And one key aspect, I think, which especially regarding the initial exchange offering, everybody is one of the key burning questions, really. How does the utility token come into play with that? So LCX is launching the LCX token. We are now.
So it's called the LCX token.
Yeah. So the handle is LCX simply, and with the utility token, we immediately give the users the ability to use it and spend it. So you can have the subscription for LCX terminal can be only paid with LCX token at the moment. So immediately usage, like a voucher for your monthly subscription. At the same time, all future fees or services we offer will have the utility token as part of that. So we really want to live the utility of the token and bring it into our technology stack from the beginning. What we do now is we offer 10% of our total utility token assets with the initial exchange offering. So that's kind of hard capped on that side. The token price is 6 cents, so 0.06 US dollars at the IEO price. But we decided to create a utility value at a minimum of 10 cents on our platform. So when you spend it and pay the monthly fee for LCX terminals, it will be at least the 10 cents. If the market price goes up, we will then adapt to the market price, and hopefully the value of the token will increase as our values of the overall ecosystem will be grown as well. So that's kind of a key element. Then, but if you want to buy a token at this point of time, you can just simply verify your account on the platform, and you convert Bitcoin, Ethereum into LCX token at the moment to cover your fees. So that's already also working. So at 6 cents per token,
How much are you trying to raise in this IEO?
So the hard cap is $6 million US. The IEO will start on Friday, 8 a.m. Japan Standard Time.
Oh, Japan Standard Time.
Yes,
Wonderful.
so we adapted here to user base, and
What
basically
time?
it's a first come first serve. So we'll see how the market will react to it, but that's a kind of a hard cap on that side. So $6 million US, 100 million LCX token.
This Friday, Japan time. What time?
8 a.m. And it's Friday the 13th of September.
Wonderful.
My lucky day also. So I'm looking forward to get it started.
And this video will go online when?
We will publish it alongside the announcement on the blog of Liquid, so there we can also explain a little bit more detail, link to the document. We have the vision paper, we have token economics, where we explain all the details alongside. I think one aspect of the token which is relevant to understand is that when we discuss it with the regulator, like what's a utility token, what should be the key assets, is that when the token is used, it should be burned and used after that. So imagine if you use a voucher, for example, you can only use it once and then it's not worth anymore. So that's why we have integrated this burn regularly on a very transparent basis that we aim to do quarterly. And so we get started with that for the first year, and then plan to continue that, but we'll see how this will adapt. But it's I think a key feature of, if you define a utility token, that you can actually use it once and then it's kind of part of the ecosystem. So these are kind of key aspects of our token which are important for the purchasers.
Wonderful.
And I think everybody who'd like to participate can go to liquid.com. There's the IEO market aspect. We're currently featured on the upcoming side, and then there's the countdown. So on Friday this will go live, and then you can actually buy the token as well.
Wonderful. So people can buy it with what pairs?
I think we offer 5 pairs on Liquid at the moment. So I think the whole variety is there, and but everybody needs to go to Liquid.
They got to put a deposit, they got to be signed up,
Exactly,
so
yeah.
there's not a lot of time.
Yeah, so go online now and do it, yeah.
Of course. So going back, because I was still fascinated by Wesley Snipes, how can your token, the LCX token, be used for the Wesley Snipes security token, or?
Yes, that's the plan. So I have to say, before we do any further details on what we do with and how the security token will be done, we're waiting for additional approvals. Also, we have to there's a package we have to file that's all in draft mode at the moment, but we hope to file that at the regulator completely very soon, and then get feedback. But this will be core as well, and what you can do now at the moment is you can pre-register. So you can go on LCX.com. There's on your accounts page on your profile, there's another window where you can pre-register. So all the users who are interested, they can already pre-register, meaning that it's on a first come first serve basis. So they can put in the amount they'd like to allocate, and then the moment we'll start, we basically go through the list. And then let them have a prioritization. So it's good to be in the kind of a waiting list already and secure the spot, and then the moment we are officially allowed to launch that, they can then sign up.
And they can buy that token with the LCX token?
So there are fees allocated to that, and most likely these fees will be then covered with the LCX token.
So that utility element is embedded.
Exactly, but most likely the asset, the security token, will be bought with other crypto assets like BTC, ETH. And then I think another aspect which we're trying to prepare with your team here is really that the listing of the token. And we plan to list it on first week of October, or on 1st of October actually, on that date on liquid.com. But now you launched also something interesting as well, which is called the Quick Exchange, and we plan to be listed there as well. But what is the Quick Exchange? So
Yes.
why is it relevant?
Well, so a lot of the exchanges have order books, price ladders. It's also confined within, for example, if it's BTC USD or BTC JPY, that is the order book and price ladder, and that's where you put your order. The Quick Exchange eliminates all of that. You don't need to look at the orders. You don't need, you say, I want to buy, for example, LCX token with Ethereum. It's a quick exchange. You just put it in and it will automatically calculate how much you need to put in Ethereum to buy LCX, and you're done. And it's agnostic. It could be fiat and any crypto. It could be crypto to any crypto. All of the complication is done at the back. So we eliminate all of those. Right now, if someone wanted to buy an altcoin to an altcoin, they'll probably have to go altcoin to BTC and then BTC to another altcoin, or they need to go Ethereum. They need to do multiple hops. With the Quick Exchange, you don't have to do that. We eliminate all of that friction for one simple exchange. And in the back, we do all these exchanges for that user. So it's crypto agnostic, it's fiat agnostic. It's actually a small cosmos of our world book, which allows agnostic crypto to fiat and crypto to crypto. And we're also tailoring this so that it could work with partners such as yourselves in the future.
And it's quick.
Yes, and it's quick. It's instant. I apologize. That part I missed it. It's a quick exchange.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. And so I think that aligns really with our vision in terms of talked about regulation. We are going the regulatory path, and I'm also very impressed about the efforts you put into that, and we also feel it on a daily basis. It's not something where there's a quick win in terms of the business strategy. It's hard work. It's a lot of efforts and tremendous costs we have to spend on legal fees, on like getting all that right. But I think that's the opportunity overall for both of our companies, and also especially looking at the opportunity LCX has with the tokenization of any financial product, with the start now of this Daywalker movie fund, which we do with Wesley Snipes as an example. That's where like growth comes from,
of course,
and that's where we see the biggest opportunity.
Wonderful. I mean, I'm happy and excited for you. I'm also honored that you selected Liquid. I think the golden age of crypto and tokenization is right about to start. So in 2017, there was a big upswing in crypto prices. 2018 was a year of correction. 2019 is the year that we build. And I think it's a great opportunity to work together. And we share similar visions, how we aspire to build a sustainable business. And thank you so much for selecting Liquid. And we look forward to a long-standing relationship.
Yeah, thank you as well. I think all the information we just said, we'll share also in detail with the documentation, the blog posts, and our whole communication team will publish all the details around it. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We have the Telegram channels. We have hello@lcx.com as an email address where you can address all the questions to, and we're happy to answer them. Additionally, I brought you something from Switzerland, some chocolate. So, arigato gozaimasu, thank you very much. Yeah.
Chocolate is my favorite. It can't get any better. So, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And welcome to Tokyo, and we'll make it successful.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you. All right.